This was surprising news to read on Twitter yesterday. When I first saw the tweet from Brian Windhorst that said Kyrie Irving requested a trade, I thought it wasn't real, but it is real, and it is reported that he requested a trade last week during a meeting with the owner, Dan Gilbert, because he wants to play in a situation where he can be more of a focal point and that he no longer wants to play alongside LeBron James. And this apparently was not the first time Kyrie reportedly wanted out of Cleveland. He considered requesting a trade even after the 2016 championship, but stopped himself. There have been 4 preferred teams that Kyrie would like to be traded to: the Knicks, the Spurs, Minnesota, and Miami. I'll talk a little bit about the players and the picks that might be involved, but I made this video to rank the 4 teams as a basketball fit from 1 to 4, where Kyrie can win while being the focal point of the offense. If you disagree with the ranking, that's cool with me. Let me know how you have it and why. Do you potentially want another Spurs dynasty? Because this is how you do it by adding Kyrie to a team that just got to the Western Conference Finals. Number 1 is best fit for me is San Antonio. Any Spurs fans in here? Do you guys want Kyrie? Kyrie has a number of destinations he likes, but San Antonio is his preferred one, and this would be a great spot for him. Kyrie would be moving into the role Tony Parker has been doing for the Spurs that has helped them win multiple championships, scoring the paint, drive and kick. He's also a much better three-point shooter off the dribble and on catch and shoot situations than Tony Parker ever was. Kyrie had the second best catch and shoot three-point percentage this past season, behind Pau Gasol at nearly 48%. The Spurs still play team basketball, but they are adapting and changing their offense. The Spurs have run a lot of iso ball with Kawhi, and sliding Kyrie next to him would open up things for the offense, and it would allow Pop and his coaching staff to get very creative. If the offense ever breaks down with Kawhi, you could pass it off to Kyrie, one of the best one-on-one players in the league, and let him do his thing. The Spurs would now have their starting point guard for the future. We would get 3 regular season games of Kyrie versus Steph, which would be fun to watch. The Spurs have some pieces like DeJounte Murray, who is signed with LeBron's agency. Danny Green. LaMarcus Aldridge has been shopped by San Antonio's front office since the draft. Aldridge and Love are similar offensive players, so it really wouldn't make sense to pair those 2 together. They definitely have to get a third team involved here. Tony Parker will turn 36 next year. He's recovering from a quad injury, and Kyrie would be able to fill his role for the future. I think this would be a great fit with San Antonio. On just talent alone, Kyrie on Minnesota would be scary, even if they had to trade away Andrew Wiggins. It makes a lot of sense from a basketball perspective why Kyrie would like to play here. Towns is a future MVP candidate. Jimmy Butler is an elite wing defender coming off his best offensive season of his career. Defending pick and rolls with Kyrie and Towns would be tough. Plus, you'd have to worry about Jimmy Butler slashing to the rim. Whenever Towns or Butler are isolating, you'll be able to space the floor with Kyrie's knockdown three-point shot. He's a much more reliable three-point shooter than Jeff Teague is. Besides being a really good basketball fit, Kyrie, Towns, and Butler are all friends. Towns and Butler have been recruiting Kyrie on the idea of playing together. Kyrie and Jimmy became closer friends playing together for Team USA basketball in summer 2016 Olympics. Plus, Karl Towns' dad and Kyrie's dad are connected through the basketball scene in northern New Jersey, where they both live. But the logistics to get Kyrie are going to be difficult because Minnesota cannot trade Jeff Teague until December 15th. And are the Timberwolves willing to trade off their 22-year-old 6'8" wing who just averaged 23 points per game this past year? Whatever they decide to do, I have them as number 2 because a core of Towns, Butler, and Kyrie would be deadly. Number 3, I have the Miami Heat. It would be pretty funny if Kyrie ended up in the same backcourt as Dion Waiters again. They didn't have much on-court chemistry when they played together in Cleveland, but maybe at this point in their NBA journey, they can play off of each other and have a very promising future. Spoelstra is one of the best coaches in the league, and Kyrie would be able to bring up the ball almost every single play for them and be the number 1 option. Again, similar to Minnesota, logistics between players and picks to trade would be difficult, as they would have to give up a combination of Dragic, Winslow, or Josh Richardson to Cleveland. Do the Cavs trust that Winslow has improved his jump shot since he got injured? And he definitely would be a good basketball fit. They definitely make the playoffs. The Heat are going to be pretty good next year. Any Heat fans in here, which players would you be willing to trade to get Kyrie? Last on the list is the Knicks. Knicks fans need something to get behind and something that is fun to watch, something they can just cheer for. Besides the 2013 season where they made the second round of the playoffs, it hasn't been fun being a Knicks fan in a long time. A Kyrie-Kristaps duo would be very fun to watch for fans. Kyrie would bring up the ball every play, and he'd have an amazing pick and pop player to pass the ball to. Kristaps averaged 18.7 boards and 2 blocks in his second season. They would definitely help each other's offensive development. This duo is the right step to building a team that can make deep playoff runs, but the Knicks still would need some plus defenders on the perimeter to surround Kyrie, and they would need other good players and other young players to develop. It is reported that Carmelo Anthony has already told the Knicks front office he would waive his no-trade clause to enable a move to the Cavaliers. The Knicks also have first-round picks that they can use to add to the trade. It has been reported that a third team like the Suns could get involved. They have Eric Bledsoe, who is with LeBron's agency, add in some other pieces and you might have a deal, who knows. I would enjoy watching the duo of Kyrie and Kristaps, but I have them one spot below Miami because they have a stronger team culture and a better coaching staff. This news definitely hit me by surprise. When LeBron decided to leave Miami in 2014, he was choosing the youth and potential of Kyrie, and now 3 years later, Kyrie wants to be traded and no longer wants to play with LeBron. Kyrie has talked to the media about wanting to be the man while playing with one of the NBA's greats. Here's what he said: "Having just a tremendously great player like that come to your team and you see yourself being one of those great players eventually, and then he ends up joining it, and then now you have to almost take a step back and observe. Finding that balance is one of the toughest things to do because you have so much belief and confidence in yourself. Selfishly, I always wanted to just show everyone in the whole entire world exactly who I was every single time." And at this year's All-Star game, Kyrie told the media this: "I was trying to figure it out all at once, so it took a while. It didn't look perfect. A lot of arrogance that I had and the aura I had to let go of completely, and let go of that complete ego, the selfishness that we all want to have, and being that player every single night. The truth is, you can still be that player with other great players. You've just got to think about how to do that." It's just crazy, man. He has a guaranteed finals appearance every single year and plays with one of the best players of all time, and Kyrie just says, I feel like going somewhere else. But just another wild day in what was already a wild NBA offseason. I think he probably sees the writing on the wall of LeBron possibly leaving when he is a free agent in 2018, and he doesn't want to be here when the Cavs implode. If you made it this far to the video, let me know where do you think Kyrie ends up. That's it for me. I'll see you guys in my next video.